Hey yo guys, good to see you again. Last time we talked about 5 things you should do when interviewing for a first tech job. If you haven't seen that video, the link is here. At the end of that video, I told you guys that there will be also 5 do not do's. And today, we will go over that part. Some quick disclaimers, this video is aiming to help people who do not have traditional CS backgrounds. Whether you are self-taught, bootcamp graduates, or you are simply researching on how to make a career change into tech. The tips I'm providing here applies better to people who are looking for their first tech job or in the very early stage of their career. If you are looking for a more senior role, these tips may not serve you that well. Cool, let's get started. First, do not apply to well-known companies. Just think about it. You want to get into big tech, so do other people. You will be competing with CS graduates, people who got laid off recently due to the recession, and people like you and me who don't have degree or any experience. Yeah, I know big techs are dream places to work for many people. Look at those insane packages and crazy benefits. Free meals is a must. Some companies even provide free virtualization and 1 year of paid paternity leave. But the thing is, many great people are applying to these companies too, and the pool is just too big for you and me to have a chance. It will be super hard to even get a recruiter call, at least from me, even I already have worked in the industry for more than 2 years. Only Amazon recruiter had ever reached out, and most likely you know why. My applications to Google, Meta, Uber, or other well-known companies are still being ignored even until now. What I would suggest is don't aim too high. Be realistic. Sometimes a normal company may serve you better. It's okay to have less compensation. I mean, everyone gotta start from somewhere. Second, don't just put your head down, lead coding. I've interviewed multiple candidates who obviously solved too many lead codes and they forgot how to really write software. Again, if you're not a CS grad, it's very hard to even get an interview at those famous big tech companies. And only these companies ask you medium or hard lead code questions for 5 rounds. At normal size or startup companies, they focus more on your real coding skills, the ability to build something, and your communication with the team. Of course, you will encounter some lead code questions during those interviews, but at least, in my experience interviewing these companies, at most 2 rounds of algorithms. The rest are something like marking out a user interface, data modeling, and API designs. You don't need to worry too much about system design if you're interviewing for your first job. No one would ever expect that from you. To be honest, I had only done less than 50 lead code questions, and more than half of them were easy, yet I was still able to get multiple offers. I hope this information inspires you a little bit. Nowadays, people talk too much about lead coding, and I don't think it's that necessary. Third, don't pretend you know. Say, I don't know, when you don't know. If you are early in your career, it's very common to encounter something that you just don't know. And at those moments, just say, I don't know, and there is no shame for it. I remember when I was interviewing for my first job, the director of engineering asked me a really hard question. Something like TCP handshaking process, and I literally had no clue on what he was talking about. So I just said, sorry, I don't know, but I will be happy to figure it out and follow up with you. He later on said he intentionally asked me that question because it's definitely not on my level, and he expected me not being able to answer it. He just wanted to understand how I handle unknowns, and he appreciated my candidness. If a candidate pretended he or she knows and started bullshitting, usually it's automatically a red flag. So what I would suggest is, when you hit a blocker, no matter solving a coding challenge or being asked a question that you are not so sure about, you should just be honest and know what to say during those nerve-wracking moments. Try to tweak the conversation more towards how your other skill set and experience can be helpful and valuable to the team, and how you are willing to learn and figure out on your own. Again, there is no shame to not knowing something. Just be honest and let the interviewer know. This is so much better pretending you know, but actually you don't. 4. Don't spend time writing cover letter. Stop copy-pasting your cover letter or harassing people with your copy-pasted emails. So I talk about this in my very first video I upload to YouTube. Basically, this is what the bootcamp taught my class to do. I think most of my classmates did it, includes me, but these efforts were basically wasted. It may seem like a smart move, but after becoming a full-time software engineer, I understand why it's not. The reason is actually simple. No one really cares about your cover letter or email. We simply have too many emails to read, too many Slack messages to reply, too many meetings to attend, and too many code to write. Even if someone look at your cover letter or email, it's usually less than 10 seconds, and most likely you won't get a response. So don't waste your time. The chance of converting these copy-pasted efforts to an interview is closer to none. The fifth one and the last one is do not give up. Learn from your mistakes and do your reflections. You may perceive me as an interview expert, but I also failed many times. In May of 2021, when I was interviewing for my second tech job, I got 2 offers from 15 companies. So that means I failed 13 of these interviews. And those 2 offers were not too much better compared to the position I had at the time, so I didn't accept those. I was quite frustrated at the time. Even that I felt I am prepared, I still failed so many of them. However, I documented all the feedbacks I got and list out where I could do better. Performed a ton of actions to make myself a better interviewee. The next month, I interviewed at 6 companies and I got 5 offers at the end. And all of them came around 220 to 250k in total compensation. Alrighty, these 5 tips are all I want to share with you today, and I hope you find this video helpful. I will make a separate video talking about those offers and my thought process on how I decide which offer to take, so you guys can have a better understanding on what are the realistic numbers you could possibly get after working in the industry for a year as a bootcamper or self-taught engineer. Last thing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Your support means a lot. And I will see you next time. Bye.